I'm a little bit scared about this one because I want to try to build a starter home using the new Grange mudroom kit, but the thing is, most of the stuff in this kit is really expensive, and also even having a mudroom at all is not really doable with starter home budgets. Starter homes usually end up being pretty bare bones essentials in this game, and so having a really fancy entryway just isn't really something that I prioritize in them. But in this video, we're gonna try and see what we can pull off. I want to start just looking at some of the items in the pack just to kind of get a feel for pricing, because things like this bench are 370 simoleons. Side tables only 260, which is pretty doable. We've got cabinets for 200. We can definitely use the plants because those are pretty affordable. This mirror is 400. Probably not gonna happen for us. Luckily, there's some clutter, so we can definitely use this stuff. That's all pretty cheap. And there's things like these hanging coat racks, that's only 90. These closet things, though, are 525 and 550 each. In this build, I would like to use every single item at least once. That's sort of how I usually approach these starter home challenges. But as you can see, I've already spent like 5,000 simoleons, and we don't have anything else in the building. I feel like the house should be kind of long and skinny this time. So maybe something like this could work. We could have the bathroom right by the front door. This can become the entryway, and we could probably have like 2 little tables or something. Oh, okay, maybe we have the bathroom, a bedroom right here in this little space. There could be a kitchen in this nook, a living room here, and then like a teeny tiny little dining table, and that could be everything. It could be as simple as that. And you know what? I think there's some potential there. It's pretty simple, but it just might work. I would love if we could have an extra bedroom. Like, that would be dream come true kind of stuff, but I just don't really foresee that happening for us. Maybe I should try and get all of the necessities down. Horse ranch is good and cheap. We'll definitely use some of that. I don't know where this little bench is gonna go. I guess I didn't really think that through. I wonder if we can try and make it look like a banquette or something. I could also use this instead of a dresser because it almost looks like a dresser. And then we can have this as the TV stand. This is a little bit skinnier than a dresser would be as well, which is probably a good thing. Okay, I'm putting this little hook by the front door, like tucked away over there. And we can use this hook by the back door somehow. That's not too bad in terms of like furniture that we can use. I wonder if I could get a second bedroom somehow. I mean, anything's possible if you try hard enough. I just made this house significantly bigger, which is maybe not good. Maybe we should stick to just the 1 bedroom. It looked nice before when it was just 1 bedroom. Okay, so when I said that we could pretend that it's like banquette seating, this might be a bad idea, all right? So just like bear with me. But I was kind of picturing something like that. That doesn't look good. Poor choice, poor choice. You don't want this to be your couch. Like, we can't use that as the living room sofa, right? Unless we did use it somehow in the living room some way, I don't know. We'd still need a regular couch though. That's bad. That looks really silly. That's bad too. Oh boy. I need somewhere else to put this. It could maybe go on the back patio. Ooh, if I did it like this, it looks pretty good. It actually does look pretty good. Okay, well, let's see, because we still haven't paid for everything that we actually need. That's a fully functional kitchen now. Well, now it is with a sink. I still want to have a TV. I think that would be super awesome for us to be able to use. These kind of look like matching upper cabinets, and I've already paid for them, so I could do that again. I've done that in loads of my builds lately. The other option is that maybe we could try and pretend that it's a nightstand. At least we could pretend that that one is. I don't know. I'm not really sure if I like that too much. We can also do some like kind of cheap and maybe not as cute kids furniture, because that doesn't really cost too much for us to have. And I'm left with a lot of money. I don't want to get too ahead of myself here, but like, this is really not so bad. We can maybe even have like an outdoor area. Okay, I'm gonna get my windows and doors together. I think I'm gonna want to use one of these little front doors, maybe something like this. Look, nobody said it looked good. The front door is definitely the worst part of this. I'm gonna do yellow accents with this. Maybe this could be yellow too. I just like how that looks a lot. We can get a kind of simple wood floor everywhere. Is there some kind of little overhang or like, I don't know, thing that we can put above this front door? Because I would really like that. Let me just real quick see if my sim can actually get in there, because I'm not sure if she can walk underneath that. Okay, she can. Sometimes they get weird about walking underneath these things that you would assume would be fine. Okay, I'm just gonna do like a simple black shingle. Although, well, that one matches and that looks a little bit better, so maybe I'll try that instead. Well, now that I have some more money, I'm thinking like, let's try to extend the house. I'm just thinking like, if we could get this little tiny bedroom to be a little bit bigger, we could have a desk and a computer. I'm gonna change the colors, don't worry. I just wanna have like something there first. Oh, this sliding door is only 50 bucks. That's amazing. Okay, I put the windows around the outside. I think it's kind of cute. It's very simple, this little house, but it's simple and cute. I also kind of can't believe how much money we just saved. I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna put a tub instead. Tub's a little bit more expensive, but it's also a little bit more practical, just in case you have like a toddler or a dog or something and you need to bathe them. Okay, are we sticking to like the yellow wallpaper all throughout the whole house? How much is that? Oh, it's only $2. Okay, that's good. I realized after I placed it, I was like, wait, can I actually afford to do that or should I have not? I'm gonna try to swap out the dining chairs. These were $50, which is pretty cheap. I think they're the cutest, cheapest chairs, but maybe we could try something simpler, like these from Businesses and Hobbies instead. Okay, they have a coat rack by the back door. Adorable, perfect. Let me pay to get a trash can in the kitchen. Probably also a trash can outside. I'm thinking cheap accent chair comes in blue, which really shouldn't be too hard for us to achieve considering like everything in this game comes in blue. And this is all right for the living room. They don't really need to have a coffee table, I don't think. We can make do without one. We could get a little radio in the kitchen. That might be kind of nice. And then we can swap out tile for something a little bit cuter. God, I don't really want to use this blue because I feel like the blue and yellow is so overdone, but we could just do white, I guess. Okay, I just got done saying that I wanted to use one of every single one of these items. I think I'm gonna use 2 of this cabinet so that I can have open shelves above the stove. I have this beautiful hydrangea. I think it's too big for me to put on the dining table. I don't think that they'll be able to eat around it, but I can use this little teeny tiny plant on the dining table, so we could do that. Miraculously, this basket fits in the kitchen, so we could do that too. Probably put the little boots by the front door. Kind of love this thing just as like a wall light in the hallway. We could use that as an accent. We'll do some clutter inside of these shelves. Like the mail can just get tucked away right there. Mail, keys, and glasses will just drop right here inside of this little shelf. I guess the other pair of shoes might be kind of nice, just tucked away right there too. Is that everything? Yeah, I've put every item in now. We can do the bag and the other shoes just there. I gotta find some more clutter to put inside of this thing. I guess we'll look for the absolute cheapest items we can find. These little wicker baskets are Dream Home Decorator, but it's only $20, which is probably pretty good. We could also swap this out. I could use that one in the kitchen because it's only $20. And then this bigger one can go up here. Let's put the no shoes sign inside of this little area. I could probably also use this plant again. No shoe sign and plant together in the shelving. I had the sign over here before, but I feel like you don't actually need one on the table, right? Okay, let's find a really cheap side table. Before I had this Seasons one, I don't think I want that one anymore. Maybe I'll use like Dream Home Decorator. I'm trying to think how I best want to arrange this room. I have some extra money, so I'm gonna swap it for a better desk chair. Maybe I'll do it like this. I feel like that's kind of a nice layout. It's a little bit tight on this side, but they can still walk around it. Oh, we could put the mirror just in the entryway, and then I can get artwork or something above this. See, like this sort of color scheme with the pretty florals and stuff. Let's try that. Cheap lamp that has the right colors. This yellow, if we wanted to use it throughout, we could probably do that in here too, because it does still fit. Now, do we pay for a rug or not? That is the question. I might get a full-length mirror. How much do some of these cost? This one, like $205. Isn't that really high for this like little teeny tiny baby mirror? Feels really high to me. We don't have a bookshelf anywhere yet either, so maybe I could put some books on the desk. I might use the tiny living ones. I keep like slightly trying to limit packs, and then like something else comes up and I'm using whatever. Oh, before I forget, we haven't used the new flooring yet either. I think I'm gonna get us a little patio in the way back. I might even use a fence. I know, we're splurging. What's the cheapest stair railing? These ones are kind of ugly, so maybe I'll use like, oh, we could do the Seasons one, because the Seasons fence isn't too bad, is it? Yeah, it's only $25. I don't really understand why some of the fences and railings aren't the same price. Like, you would assume the matching railing would be priced the same as the matching fence, but sometimes one of the railings is like more expensive relatively compared to like the other railings. It's really, really weird. I could probably pick out a cuter bed if I wanted to. I think I'll use this one though, and I'll do it in like the pretty light blue color. And maybe we could use the other wallpaper because I still haven't used the solid one. We could do this in like the pink. Oh, that does not look good. Hold on. Let me switch it up. We can stick to this sort of color scheme, but maybe we try and do it like this instead. Can I even afford a dresser that is cheap? This is a really fancy little kids room, huh? Well, I'm gonna go into debug now because I feel like we've got most of the furniture that I typed that wrong. We've got most of the furniture that we need, but I want to get a couple debug items. Like I'm thinking maybe a frog inside of this kids room because some of these are like $10 and then it's like the kids got a little pet frog. Do you come in a better color? I guess we could use you in like the blue because we're trying to bring in all the colors into this room. Maybe I can put this thing on an angle too. And we can do like one more window just because we don't really have anything else on the walls. Okay, this is also only 10 simoleons and it's like a bookshelf, which maybe is better. As far as artwork goes, I'd love to have some kind of like poster or something. This one's 20. We could do it with the pink flamingo one. I don't know. I don't love that room. The room is like fine to me, I think. But overall, the inside is pretty good, I would say. And we've also used every single thing from the kit. So that's a win. I'm now gonna put some siding outside. I want it to be kind of cute and colorful. Part of me was like, what about this bright yellow? But it's kind of not the cutest of yellows. There is this lighter yellow one. This one's horse ranch. We could possibly do that. We could do like a simple stone as the foundation. I would love to have columns in the corners. This is kind of a splurge because they're 45 bucks each, but I would really, really like to have columns in the corners. Okay, maybe we scoot this whole thing back a tiny bit. We can save some money that way. Put it like right there. Oh my God, and I deleted my fence. I hate when it does that. Okay, now I've got space for my mailbox, so I can put that right here. It's so boring. The outside of this house is like so plain. I'm gonna put a little light by the back door. I wanna have a light by the front door too, but I feel like I don't know, doesn't it look kind of weird with that? Oh, it could be up here maybe, at the top. I'm so happy with how the inside looks. Like I actually love this. Oh, I forgot about the bathroom. Hold on, sorry. Somehow I like completely forgot to decorate this part. Anyway, I'm still very happy with how the inside looks, but the outside needs a lot of work. I'm gonna start by trying to get like a little outdoor table. I'm literally just staring at this right now, trying to decide what I want to do. Okay, let's lock in. Let's start thinking about landscaping. Once we have plans, it will be good. I promise. I think I'll look at maybe cottage living first, because cottage living has my favorite debug trees. And we can do some cute little things, like a little floral tree would probably be kind of nice, especially if we put it like partially in front of the house. And then some of these guys we could probably put around in the yard so you can see it like that. Sure, that's fine. How close can I get this without it clipping? Oh, pretty close actually. That's good. Oh my gosh, I am obsessed with this little flower. Okay, this is gonna have to be like the theme. I want to get a few of these. And I mean, maybe we do it like that and then have one extra like little kind of flower somehow in there, because that's pretty simple, but it's effective. I just don't really know what kind of flower I'm talking about when I say that. I'd like for it to be a debug one. I know that growing together has a little yellow flower in debug, but it's kind of a different vibe. Oh my gosh, this could be kind of good though, because I could size this little pot down and put it by the front door. This is what I was talking about though. But this is probably not good. I don't know. It's like, if our goal is to have some more variety in the kind of flowers that we're using, this is not variety. This is like the same thing, just again. It is cute though. And I do really like how this pot looks, so I could probably put that in the back on the porch too. I mean, it could also just be base game debug. Like that could be a simple and easy choice. I've been using this a lot in my starter home builds. It's like a little debug window box. And I do kind of love this, but I think then we'd probably have to use like, I don't know, some kind of purple flower outside around them, which does exist. There's like little purple flowers and stuff, but I don't really think that this is the vibe. Maybe, okay, I'm sorry. I'm going back to Enchanted by Nature, which is shocking because you wouldn't think that there's anything in here that we could use. But I think that there's some little flowers, little bitty baby debug flowers. These ones, yeah, and they come in purple. Okay, that's sort of what I was picturing. So if we get those around enough, and then maybe also if we have like, I don't know, we might want to have some more bushes or something. We could always use this. I feel like it's looking kind of messy like that. I think my vision is for it to be a little bit more simple. Simple landscaping, simple flowers. I think I need another one of these, but I can't really get it as close as I want it to be because of the, okay, I need another one of these too. I think that that is somewhat okay. Maybe we can make it like a pretty tall foundation as well. No, tall foundation looks dumb. How about short foundation? Just like too high. Can I even get this as close as I want it to be? Yeah, something like that. Oh, why do I feel like it looks better without the planter boxes? I'm being so annoying. This is unbearable. I'm kind of feeling like it would look better without the big tall bush. I think that's part of what's throwing me off, is like the height of it all. But we don't have to use the big bush. We could do it like this instead. We can keep it in the back and even have just one kept like right here too, but then otherwise not really use them. I think I didn't like how it was looking when it was blocking the house, but now nothing's blocking the house, so it's not so bad. What if we had a couple planter boxes in the front? We could do a cute little gardening thing. That even leaves me money still for the back. Like I still have plenty of money. I think I could even get a grill. Yeah, because look, some of my items have depreciated in value, so I could pay for a grill and it would be fine. We could cheat for like 700 bucks and then put a grill down there. This one's only 650. Totally not necessary, but could be kind of fun to have. I think I might cheat for money again. I'm gonna buy a couple seed packets. I'm gonna make my sim plant them. Board. uninspiringly decorated. Every time they do that, it's so rude. I should cheat my Sims gardening skill. This is so embarrassing, but I still haven't reinstalled UI cheats. It broke a couple weeks ago, for you at least. For me, it broke last week and then I was out of town for a week. So that's the reason. But yeah, I still haven't reinstalled it, so I can't cheat very easily with this. Oh my God, it just gave me so many duplicates. You can't dislike gardening. My Sim is so rude. Okay, I'm gonna make these like full grown, all of these plants. Okay, this is what it would look like on the gallery now, which I think is cuter. Okay, I'm just getting some terrain paint down because that part is free, so it's easy for us to use. I'm kind of scared to see how many packs I used on this build. I think the answer is probably a lot of them. But you never know. Okay, so from the outside, is there anything else that it feels like we need? It costs 19,800 something right now, so I probably shouldn't put too much else, but we could get a couple things. Like a burglar alarm is pretty cheap if we wanted to have one of those. I also don't have a thermostat. Can I afford a thermostat? We could put that in the kitchen. Those are expensive though. Oh man, now it's 20,056. We could get rid of the grill. I like the grill, but it's not really necessary. We could delete it and then just have the outdoor table. And then it's a little bit on the cheaper side. It's like you have some wiggle room. If you were to move into this house, you don't spend all your money. So maybe that's better. Okay, well, I think it's probably done then. We've got mailbox, trash cans. I don't have a fire alarm, but that's on purpose. I kind of like not having one. It's fun. Unless, well, you know what? Let's splurge. Oh, I might put the bag inside of the bedroom again. Does that make sense? 80 bucks. Oh, I think I should stop. I think I should stop. Let me just put it on the gallery. I'm gonna just call it Yellow Starter Home. It's 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. I'm gonna upload it. And now we get to see how many packs it has, because the answer is probably a lot. Oh God. Yeah, 2 pages. Ugh. And it's a starter. And what's worse is everything is like 1 item. Okay, there's 2 items from cats and dogs. But like eco lifestyle, 2 things. I mean, it's just, I did not have to be doing all that, but it turned out really cute in the end. I think I like it. I know it's a very simple, like kind of generic looking shape, but hopefully it's useful to you. And I'm really pleasantly surprised at how well this stuff worked, even in a starter home setting, because I still used everything from the pack. And I don't even think that it looks out of place or like weird at all. It's actually kind of nice. So I'm realizing that I could probably afford to do this in future builds, even more than this, which is good. That's what I wanted to know about the pack. So I think all of my Grange mudroom testing is now officially complete. I've done a couple builds now, so I'll link those down below in case you want to go back and watch them. And honestly, like at this rate, we're probably gonna have another kit soon. So I guess stay tuned for that, and I will catch you all tomorrow. Okay, bye everybody. You know, I just love yellow. I'm not sure about the swatch of yellow in this kit. It's almost a little bit muddy, this color, I think. So it's not my favorite shade of yellow, but I do really, really, really like yellow. No matter what kind of yellow, I still like it.